Hello, my name is James Standen, and I wanted to make a video about fast conversational Spanish. Peter and the FCS team has no idea I'm making this video. I have a YouTube channel on drones, so I thought I'd just make a quick video or a long video on what I think about fast conversational Spanish and my experience with them for 5.5 months. It's August 14th, so I've been in the program for 5.5 months, actually 6.5 months. They let me take a month pause because of health reasons, and I got really busy at work, so they're very flexible on your schedule and things like that. So, and I've tried another program that was the same price. It was a disaster. So FCS, I'm going to go over, is it right for you? What to expect when you join, and maybe the plus and minuses of doing Zoom calls. And then I'll speak in Spanish where I'm at. I'll leave you my email. And if you email me, I'll even give you my phone number if you want to discuss what I think about it. I'm sure Peter wouldn't mind. So first of all, I'd like to ask is, why do you want to learn Spanish? If you want, in Texas, it's 40% Hispanic here. My church opened up a new campus. I'm the lead deacon. There's a lot of Spanish people there, so I have a real passion for wanting to learn Spanish as fast as possible. And it's worked out great in the past 5.5 months. If you're going to go on vacation next month or in a year, and you think you want to learn how to order food, or you have someone that works with it and you kind of casually want to learn Spanish, this isn't for you. Or if you have a budget of $25 a month, this isn't for you either. You can download an app and maybe buy some books and try to learn it on your own, but it's going to be extremely frustrating. I kind of like saying it's kind of like joining the gym. You can pay for your gym membership. That's not going to get you in shape, and that's not going to help you lose weight. But if you get a personal trainer, a massage therapist, a nutritionist, you're going to get from point A to point B more quickly, and my time is very valuable to me. So it's going to help me get there in a lot less frustration and stress. If you just try to learn Spanish on your own, it's going to be very hard. First of all, learning Spanish is very hard. You're learning a new language. It's harder than getting in shape, and it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of dedication. You're going to get frustrated a lot of times, but just like going to the gym, it's going to take a while. You'll start seeing improvements. The same thing with learning Spanish. So FCS. So when you join, they're going to have you learn to read first and learn your ABCs, and you want to dive in and start learning right away. But there's a method to everything they're doing. You schedule the day before your classes. They'll have verbs, conversation, reading. There's all these different classes you can take throughout the day, about every other hour. You have a one-on-one with your coach. You have an individual coach, accountability coach that you meet with once a week, and they'll help you navigate through the whole program and maybe direct you in different directions of what you're struggling with or what you need help with the most. The classes are 45 minutes to an hour. And lots of times you'll be the only one there, or there'll be 2 or 3 other students. You're not in there with 10 students. I think the max is 6, but I think the most I've ever had is 5. And they have their teachers are incredible. They have passion. They're usually in Colombia, Venezuela, Mexico. They're all over, and you're going them through Zoom. But also in the program, there's each level you go through the 8 different levels. Hundreds of hours of videos to watch if you want to. Each time Peter's explaining where your next step is in Spanish. There'll be Quizlets you can test yourself on. There's all kinds of materials you can download and print off, or you can just watch the videos, and you can watch them over and over until you get that next step in Spanish. And the program, the way it all works, it's very fluid and it's very efficient. I think they've spent thousands of hours of kind of correcting everything, and they're constantly changing it and constantly improving it and coming out with new tools that they have in the program that you can practice on your own, because you need to learn to speak subconsciously. It's kind of frustrating when you're talking to someone and they're just translating in their head. You need to be able to just speak Spanish with your subconscious, and that's what they teach you to do. And in a few minutes, I'll speak Spanish and show you where I'm at in 5.5 months. So it's kind of like going to the gym. You get your gym membership, right? Well, it's kind of like, if you just download some apps and buy some books and you're trying to learn Spanish. But if you haven't, think about the personal trainer is the classes, and then your one-on-one coach is your nutritionist and massage therapist to help you navigate through getting in shape. Or it's kind of like even jumping off a boat, and you can't swim. You think, well, I'll just pay someone and they'll throw me a life preserver. Well, that doesn't exist. You can't just have someone pay for you to learn Spanish. If you don't know how to swim, you're going to sink. Well, they're going to teach you how to dog paddle first, and so you can at least have survival Spanish so you can get around. Then you start navigating and you learn how to swim, and you're freestyling and you're moving all over Spanish and you're doing great. And then someone goes by in a backstroke. Well, that's the subjunctive, because as soon as it just kind of matters where you want to get in. it kind of matters, where you want to get to in Spanish. Maybe you just want to be conversational, and you just want to do 6 months. But if you want to be fluent, it could take a year to 2 years. So I've been in it for five months and 2 weeks. And so let me speak to you in Spanish, and I'll explain to you why I want to learn Spanish. So por 30 años yo tengo una empresa, and cuando me hablar con mis trabajadores, yo hablo muy mal. Yo entiendo muchas palabras, pero no entiendo hablar correcto las acciones. Pero yo soy diácono en mi iglesia, and hay mucha gente allí de latinos, and es importante yo entender hablar con ellos. So if you know how to speak Spanish, you may say that's horrible, but I've only been doing it for 5 months. But I know how to communicate. A few months ago, I bought a child's Bible. It was very frustrating to me, and now I can read probably about a 2nd or 3rd grade level. So that's kind of where I'm at in Spanish. Also, on Zoom calls, so if you had 2 choices, one, you get in your car, you drive 30 minutes to a school, and you sit in a class for 30 minutes, and you're learning from a teacher, and then you come home, and you have books to study. That would be one option of brick and mortar. 2, you stay home, you get on a Zoom call with a very passionate teacher that lives in a different country, and she's going to teach you at the comfort of your home. But every once in a while, the limitations of Zoom are going to kick in, or the internet in Venezuela or Colombia, maybe 5% of the time, and it ain't going to happen. So you just got to balance, would I rather go to a brick and mortar? Would I rather learn on Zoom? Of course, Zoom is going to be much easier. And if something happens in that class, then you've got, hundreds of hours of streaming video that you can watch and study your Spanish. They'll always have something for you to do. You're never going to run out of the next steps. So again, I know it's a lot, but learning Spanish, the system that they have set up is really incredible. I'm really impressed with the teachers. I'm so happy I joined. I'm very happy with my progress in learning Spanish. I'll put my email below. I have a YouTube channel on drones, so I know how to make YouTube videos. So I thought I'd make this video for Peter. He has no idea I'm making this, and hopefully he likes it. And good luck on your journey in learning Spanish with Fast Conversational Spanish. If I had to give it stars, I'd give it 5. At 1 out of 10, it's a 10 plus. They've spent so much time setting this program up, and they're very passionate about it. I think the value is incredible, what you'll get for what you spend, because you're going to get teachers that really want to help you learn Spanish. They're very passionate about it, and all the tools are there. All right. Have a good day.